Hey, everybody. I haven't done one of these in a while. This is Chippa, and welcome to a nighttime Chippa in the third person. It's been a bit. I don't know. Things for the last however many months, years, just, I've been going through some rough stuff. So, both personal and professional. Don't have as much time to do things like this and haven't had much drive to do them. But I just did something kind of different, cool. I mean, it wasn't different and cool. I see movies all the time, but I thought it'd be kind of fun because I saw Five Nights at Freddy's 2. And I haven't played any of the games. I know what they're about through osmosis a little bit. I didn't know all of the lore or anything else. Too much of it anyway. And I haven't seen the first film. But I have a friend that I take care of and we go to the movies a lot. And we decided it would be cool to see this. He had seen the first one. He had played the games with his friends that go online and all play together and play through and watch. And I thought, why not? And, without comparison to the first film, I'm assuming it seems like it's the same people that made them both, about the same sized budget. I don't know. First, just like as a movie, I like movies of all different kinds, right? And you got to set your mind for a film like this. And we don't really live in a world right now where movies like this are coming out in the theaters all that often anymore. This is something that, even though for a low-budget horror movie has a decent-sized budget of about $36 to $40 million, and you can tell the majority of that budget is in the puppetry, because the animatronics are really cool. This is the kind of thing that you'd find being shelved out in the 80s, maybe even the 70s. But, it's that kind of horror movie that's almost a little too violent for kids, but it's just not violent enough that it gets a PG-13 rating. Or, was just violent enough that it was rated R, but kids ended up flocking to it anyway. I'm talking things like Child's Play, Demonic Toys, the Puppet Master films, anything by Full Moon, basically, is what this movie was really feeling like and what it was really seemed to be going for. And I'm here for it. It was enjoyable to watch. I'd say things that kind of get the vibe of a movie like this, it's kind of in the Are You Afraid of the Dark, Goosebumps, kids horror show kind of realm. The lore is extraordinarily convoluted. I haven't played the games. I don't know how closely they follow the lore, but I can imagine anyone watching this that's going, holy shit, you went into Five Nights at Freddy's 2 not knowing what happened in the first. I was quite confused, but I was also able to piece most of it together. I read a little bit afterwards, and I kind of get the gist of what's going on. And I gotta say, for what it was, like, if I was a 12, 13-year-old kid and I played these games and they made me this movie, I'd be in heaven. And, to me, a good film, especially a good genre film or a good movie for a certain group of people, is one that gets what they want to see and gives them what they want to see. I would equate it to the success of the Minecraft movie, which I think this is better than. But the Minecraft movie still, I'm watching it going, okay, I'm enjoying this from like a chuckle. Look at these, adults having fun playing around in this video game world. But when you look in the eyes of someone who's grown up with the game or still plays the game every day and sees how it was giving them everything they wanted to see, I mean, I'm from the generation where our video game movies were, Super Mario Brothers, the early 90s one, where the people making it had no idea. And again, that movie has some cool nostalgic, like, haha, poke, funny to it. But at the time, that is not what kids who are fans of the Mario Brothers wanted to see. equate more what Five Nights at Freddy's is more like the handling of the Ninja Turtles films, which the first one was top tier. Wow, you actually made a great, dark, grimy superhero movie with the Ninja Turtles, but also made it kid-friendly enough. And then the sequel was about what this is. Secret of the Ooze is about where Five Nights at Freddy's is. But now, outside of Disney copies, which are good every once in a while, what are kids or even horror fans that want more than just, the Blumhouse A24 churned out high concept horror films? We need a Five Nights at Freddy's 2 every once in a while. I watched a movie that didn't have a very long run in the theater, came straight to, I watched it on streaming, called Tarot. Tarot's not great, but Tarot fits right into this realm a little bit, where like, if you caught it on streaming, it would be like the type of movie that you'd go and see The Box, and you'd grab the box and you'd go, that looks like fun, and you'd get an enjoyable night of viewing out of it. And I think if you can set your expectations differently, you're going to have a lot of fun with this. Is it good? Nah, it's not great. It's in the like C- C range as a movie. The plot's really convoluted. It's all over the place, but everyone's kind of giving it their all. It ends up just being a delivery service for more, which I can't really, discredit them on. I mean, that's the whole point of building a franchise. Maybe like Saw, it will get into number 6, and Five Nights at Freddy's will end up being about fiscal irresponsibility in the government or something like that. But right now, what we've got is a solid movie that if, your kids are really starting to dip their toes into horror, this to me is a beautiful gateway, especially since there's nothing that's going to traumatize them like some of the horror movies I got shown as a kid, because I'm from the generation where, you're 4, 5, 6 years old seeing Jaws and The Exorcist and The Shining, and having to have a lot of scenes either fast forwarded through or explained to me. This is pretty straightforward. I actually honestly only had a small amount of an idea that the animatronics were inhabited by ghosts, and I had no idea they were the ghosts of child murder victims, which is pretty damn dark. It's actually really damn dark. And so, if you know what Five Nights at Freddy's is, give it a chance. If you don't, again, you need that itch to be scratched of like that. Put yourself in the mindset of taking the box off the video store shelf at 8 years old, taking it home to see it, popping some popcorn with your buddy at the first sleepover you're ever having, and you pop on the 2 Five Nights at Freddy's films. I think your mind's in the exact right place for this. It's not high art. I mean, this weekend also has Avatar coming out. It's not the kind of movie you're going to watch back to back with something like that and gauge them the same way. But for what it is, I really kind of enjoyed it in its silly, messy kind of a way. And it's great to see the Henson Company still really pulling off awesome looking animatronics and puppets on screen. And for that, Five Nights at Freddy's, decent time at the theater. And let me know in the comments or anything else you want to talk about if you would have even thought of going to see this sight unseen without seeing the first one, because I will say I was a bit spun around on the lore for a little bit, but all in all, it was a good time. This is Chippa in the third person, as it were. Great to talk to you all again, and I will see you next time. Bye.